Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's gone.
Can you hear me well?
Yeah,
Okay, awesome. Sorry, I'm in the library, so if I speak small, then you know where I'm at. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, 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 very well. I'm actually in San Jose right now.
You're kind of muffled. Hold on.
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, awesome. I think because the Wi-Fi is lacking. I'm in San Jose State right now. I'm traveling. Cause
Where?
we're gonna have like an event, like the workshop that you're attending last time, but this time we're gonna do it in person. So I
Oh,
have to be in San Jose just to prepare for everything.
I was in
Yeah,
San Jose.
yeah,
Dang.
yeah. How have you been?
Oh, not bad, not bad.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you have
Mhm.
school today? Like I know it's Friday.
Uh, no, not today. I have assignments I got to take care of after this.
How many classes do you take this semester?
Just three.
It's not that bad. Is it
Mhm.
is it like really hard classes or just regular classes?
Um, Not really hard. Just a lot of workload.
Mm. And besides school, do you work?
I'm sorry.
Besides school, do you work?
Yeah. So as of right now, I only work Sunday because of school.
Mm.
So it's only Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
And then if you only work one day, then probably you living with your parents, right? Like family?
Yeah, I'm taking
Um,
care of my younger brothers and my grandparents.
okay.
Yeah.
How old are your younger brother?
11 and 14.
Wow,
So
two.
yeah, it's a big
It's
yeah,
two. Wow, I have a sister myself too, but she 21 already. So I'm kind
right.
of like free of
Yeah, you're free with that.
responsibility.
Yeah. I've been taking care of my little bro since younger because my parents have to work. So
So you helping out, helping them out with homework and stuff.
yeah, with like
Ah,
cooking and everything else too.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And it's pretty cool. Do you do you drive or like do you know how to drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm supposed to. That's awesome. And for the workshop that time, how do you like it? Like, is it just inspiration, no, or how you like it?
Honestly, a lot of the stuff that's on there I already know.
Mm,
Like I'm not saying it in like a bad way,
mm.
but a lot of it like I'm already pushing myself to do more, basically rise and grind. So
I understand that.
yeah.
Um, but where, how do you like? How do you get to know like like entrepreneurship, or how do you want to start your own business later on?
Well, as of right now, I want to start something small.
Mm,
I was actually planning to start like a pool cleaning service just for funsies and make some side
mm,
money
mm-hmm,
as like a beginner level.
mm,
And I was gonna just go off from there.
mm. Okay. Have you looked into the money that you have to invest for?
Yes,
Okay.
I have. It's a bit around like $2,000 at the minimum,
Mm,
which I do have. So I'm planning to start soon, just not like right now because I'm still taking care of stuff, but
mm,
hopefully a lot sooner if I
mm.
can.
Okay. Understandable. So
Because it's just gonna be
pool.
me. Or like
Uh,
it's just gonna be me. That's why.
uh,
Yeah, yeah. That's why it's like so cheap.
wow, it's cleaning pool service, so that's including all of the the device and stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a van, so I'm gonna be using that van. I don't have a truck yet, so
Mm,
hopefully once I start getting in some cash flow, I'll invest in a truck, and that would help.
mm.
Yeah,
No, I
recruit some
understand.
high schoolers to come. Oh, yeah.
So what is your plan with like saving money and then how you're gonna invest in those kind of like device? So you just
S-
work and save money or
So, those device, like the tools I need for my job,
mm,
it's like it's definitely like it does cost money, and I think it's part of the business,
mm,
so I don't mind spending the money on it.
mm,
And I think even if it doesn't work out, I still get a learning experience, you know?
mm, mm.
but I do have money saved up from over the years. I used to work like 6, 7 days a week, so I
Oh
have enough
wow.
money. Yeah, I
Oh.
have enough money saved up for everything right now.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's just the timing. I'm waiting for the right time.
Oh, okay.
Cause yeah,
Got it. So the money you saved from the previous jobs,
yeah.
what did you do before?
Um, I well before I used to work as a server
Mm-hmm.
and a busser for a sushi bar,
Mm-hmm.
and then I also after that was when I was working 6, 7 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
and then I worked at two restaurants, so like it helps a lot. And after that, I was like working at Starbucks just for fun because I wanted to try it. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but so I didn't have much money from Starbucks, but I did have a lot of money saved from working as a server.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have money from that.
Mm. Wow. That's pretty cool. So it's like it seems like you kind of like have a plan to
I
start a business, right?
yes,
Back in
yeah,
the days also.
yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. But what inspired you to have your own business? What is the reason why that you want to start your own business?
Freedom,
Freedom? What kind of
freedom.
freedom? Like financial freedom?
I think that when I start a business and it's set up and running and everything, it will provide a lot of passive income
Mm,
as well as like it's just like being my own, like managing everything. I feel like it's a lot better than being paid a wage and working for like 20 years of my life, you know?
mm,
Like I'm not saying that's a bad route, but like I don't want that. I want freedom. I love freedom. Like I love it probably has to do something with my family too. Like I'm kind of tied to them right now and I kind of
mm,
be free. And once I have
mm,
that money, I want to be able to help my family more and give
mm,
back what like they provide for me.
mm.
So I think that's like a way of getting out, I guess.
Mm. Okay, so you don't want to be stuck in the rat race. You don't want to just work for
Yeah.
money, right?
Yeah, I don't want it
Mm.
to be like that forever. Because I've seen the people that worked in
Mm.
Target. I've seen the people that worked in these offices and
Mm.
like they're stuck there for so long in this like loop, you know?
Mm.
I don't want to be in that loop.
Mm. Okay. Well, your reason the same as mine.
Mm,
I love freedom. That's why I came to America.
right.
And then I think it's because also I wanted to be who I am. But
Mm-hmm.
like in order to be who you are, right, you need to take care of your responsibility first, like family responsibility, and then here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I used to start my small business too. So like basically, I just bought stuff from the sell
Mm-hmm.
store, and then I
Yeah.
resell it online, mostly
Yeah.
to Vietnam kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. But like throughout time, I mean the business is going well, but throughout time when it's getting a little bit bigger, I'm getting tiring. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's really hard to kind of like hire a person to work for you because you don't trust them 100%.
Oh, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I've
it's not
I've thought about that. Yeah.
right. Because
Yeah.
it's not their business. It's your
Yeah.
business, right? And then if
Right.
you pay them a certain amount of money, then they know they don't want to do. They don't want to overdo things because why would they do it, right? Because you pay
Right.
them only like 15 an hour, for example,
Right.
right? But if you pay them more, then you don't get any profit.
Right. You lose money.
Yeah. So the passive income is kind of like, unstable, I would have say.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, if you open your I'm not saying the idea is bad, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that consider it. For example, if you start your own pawning, like cleaning stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want but your ultimate goal is a freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So are you planning to expand your company?
Eventually, yes, I think the first step is definitely getting customers recognition and
Mm,
trying to understand like where I kind of belong in the system. At
mm,
first, just like stabilize myself before I truly expand and see where I can go from there.
mm,
It's more like of a first step in the pool, if that kind of makes sense.
mm.
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah.
that. I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so when you first started your pool cleaning, for example, company, right?
Mm.
And then how long do you think you got to the point that you can hire somebody else to take care of your stuff instead of
I
you?
would give it at least a year or two.
A year or two.
Yeah, that's I think that's very like reasonable, like
Mm.
time range.
How did you come up with that time range?
Well, I think it's just because there's a lot you can do in a year, and I
Mm,
feel like once I have it set up, I'm gonna throw 100% of myself into it,
mm,
and I think each and every single day there will be progress, and I think 1 or 2 years is definitely like a good time range for me to get that initial like setup going,
mm,
get that initial foot in, you know.
mm. Okay.
But it could take longer though. Like I don't know for a fact. So
Mm. Okay, so that is a thing about the business too. Cause when I first started my business too, um,
hmm
what what my major thought was just effort and time. But
mm,
there's one thing I didn't really pay attention, which is the number.
the
Because the
number.
yeah the numbers, which is the capital gains, capital loss,
Mm,
and then a lot of investment returning, and then here and there. So that's what I was missing. And I think most of the young people who wanted to start a business, like us, right, we're kind of like called like the amateur entrepreneur, I would have said,
yeah, I would
right?
say
Because
so. Yeah.
we haven't had experience yet. But that I think that was a mistake that we were all make. So I want you to think about more about like what numbers, how many contract you're gonna get a day, and what
hmm
is the what is the average contract you can get, what kind of money you can get from those.
hmm
So you can calculate, and then eventually it's gonna produce how much profit. And remember one thing, right? The money you calculate right now, it's on theory, it's not an actual numbers.
Right.
But when you apply it into life, there's a lot of things can be popped up. Like for example, right? For example, the gas might goes up,
hmm
right? For example, policy change, you might have to have one or two or three licenses. I don't know,
hmm
right? And then
hmm
also the regulations. You have to
hmm
pay money for a lot of government courses just to learn about, how to operate like your home business. So
hmm
technically, in order for you to open your own business, it costs a lot of money, right?
Right.
But that's only because it's traditional business, a physical business, right?
Right.
Uh, but there nowadays there's another kind of business, and then it's been popping up around the world. It's called e-commerce. Have you ever
hmm
heard of e-commerce business?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the digital business, right?
hmm
So at first, when you listen to it, you think that oh, e-commerce is so easy. People buy stuff online, but it's really depends on how you make your online business works. Like for example, you see a lot of people being like what I call it like entrepreneur influencers, and they make money out of like their image, right? But for me, um, so e-commerce, the business I'm having right now is called e-commerce franchising. So let's analyze what e-commerce is. So, like, do you see? Have you heard of the business affiliate
Yeah. Business
from
affiliate.
yeah Amazon and eBay, right?
Um.
Have you ever heard of it, like drop shipping kind of thing?
Yeah. I've heard of that. Yeah.
Okay. So technically they bought stuff, right? And they
hmm
resell it on Amazon. So Amazon can
hmm
take care of everything. And then
Right.
they take, I would say like almost like 50% of that profit because it's a big cut, right? Because they do everything. But for me, I don't actually go to store here and there. I already have my productions. I have my partnership with productions, which is Nike, Bank of America, here and there, the big company. The
hmm
company already have brand. And what I do is just being a middleman. I connect the customers to products
hmm
and services. So as easy as it sounds, right? But the thing is, because if I keep doing that, that's just that's just the active income, exactly the same how you guys run your own business like traditionally, right?
hmm
So how can it be more like I don't want to just like I don't want to just spend my time doing the work. How can you call it freedom when you have a business,
That makes sense.
right? So
Yeah.
I thought about like so I combine e-commerce with franchising, which is the part that I can generate a passive income. So what is franchising to you? What do you think?
McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Mc McDonald's.
Starbucks,
Yeah.
right?
Starbucks. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, and then you can see the powerful of it, right?
hmm
So McDonald's currently have 40,000 K store around the globe. And for example, if one day a store can make $1,000, and then you get 6%, how much gonna be?
That's a lot. I mean, it's
Like
not like a crazy amount, but I think like 6% of 1,000, that's still a pretty decent amount.
$60, right?
Yeah,
But right now they have like 40,000 K. So how
yeah.
much do you think they can make per day?
I'm not
You,
good at math.
it's okay. It's okay. I'm not good either, but I calculated it. It's $2 million.
Holy shit, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Excuse my
yeah.
language.
So that is just the minimum like amount, because we
Yeah,
we all know that McDonald make more than 1,000 per day,
yeah,
and that amount can last for generations,
yeah, exactly.
right? Because
Yeah.
first of all, we don't run the store.
Hmm.
People who have the business run their store, and what we do is just we spend time and knowledge and effort to teach the person who how to run the store successfully, and
Mm.
that's all we do. So it's the same with here. So I already have my own business. I already have everything, the contract with the partnership here and there, right? So like right now I'm looking for young people who I can teach and coach so that I can expand my business,
Mm.
right? So it's kind of like win-win situations,
Mm.
right? Because for example, if I help you to build your own business and you don't generate income money, so what is zero multiplied by 6%?
0.
Exactly. So it's kind of I have to, like this is the must, that I have to help you to get profit, right? I have to help you
Mm.
out to make profit, right? But another small difference is comparing to original franchising is, so you don't have to pay 6% out of your profit, but the third company, the company that we're partnering with, like Nike, Paramount, here and there, they're gonna pay me 6%, right?
Mm.
See, so that's the difference. So that's the kind of model of business that we're doing. So you kind of understand it. Any questions?
I kind of get it. Yeah.
Kind of get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Later on, like after this meeting, I will probably send you a book so that you can look into it more about our model of business. So I just try to simplify it, because if in order for me to explain the business, it might take like the whole day, and I don't
Yeah.
think you have time. But
No.
yeah, but yeah. So that's just how I symbolize it. So because if like if I'm just spending my time unthoughtly, like effortlessly, to help you out, that looks like a scam, right? Because
Hmm.
why would I spend so much time to help you out for no reason, right? So
Yeah.
that's why it's because I have to spend time, money, and effort to see you and then help you out. um, so we have to select the people we partner with. So which led to another thing called selection process.
Hmm.
So right now we have selection process. So selection process have 7 steps, and these 7 steps, it really depends on you. Some people take 2 months, some people will take 3 months, some people will take weeks. It depends on the why they want to open business here and there. It depends on the urgency of them. Okay, but everybody's different. So let me go over the 7 step. So the first step, which is today. Today, I'm gonna see you, and then get to know you a little bit, right? Because,
Hmm.
for example, if we are gonna be partner in like in the future, for example, do you think trust play a very important role
Of
in our
course.
relationship? Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am.
Hmm.
How can we be able to trust each other, right?
Hmm.
So the relationship had to be built, gradually, right?
Hmm.
Sometime we're gonna have like an event that you can attend near your area here and there, so that you can come over to the event and check out the association to see if it's the real thing, right? Because if
Hmm.
you only talk to me on the Zoom, how do you know if it's real? What if
Hmm.
I've been lying the whole time? Doesn't make sense, right? So these opportunities require you a little bit of your effort to go here and there to check things out, right? And then I have to make sure that the distance is kind of like close to you, because I don't want you to spend so much gas on the like gas money. And also I know you have family obligation to take care of, right?
Hmm.
So we have to make things work between us both. And in the meeting, I also discuss some of the core values to see that we actually have the same values, right? Because, for example, if we do business together, um, if you want to go to Japan, I want to go to Korea. We cannot be on the same plane.
Hmm.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
Awesome. And then the second step. So after I give you the book already and you read it, like, and then we're gonna meet again to see how you understand the book. And and because in the book they will talk about our model. I just want to know, I want to check up on how you understand our model of the business, right? Because before you do
Hmm.
anything, I just want to make sure that you understand what you're getting yourself into. So that's
Hmm.
fair enough, right?
Hmm.
And then the third meeting, which is the meeting you will really want to be there. Because why? Because it's called the team evaluations, which in there they will tell you, they will show you what companies we're partnering with, um, compensation plan, how you can make money, how much you can make, and how long you can make it for,
Hmm.
right? And then after that, we go back again, meeting one more time, just to check up on what you've learned from the meeting. And the fifth step, which is you have another chance to go back to the meeting, the team evaluation meeting, to see if you have missed anything from the first time you attended it. And then the sixth step is where we're gonna discuss some partnership, obligations, and then return investment, how much you invest here and there, and how long you can get your investment. And seventh step, if everything went well, and then you feel like this is, like something you want to be a part of. And also on my side, I have to collect the whole file of you. So so in order for me to collect the, like, like information of you, like it's not any personal information. It's just like throughout the whole six step, right? How your mindset is going, what materials, what book have you read, so that you that I and then when I collect those informations, I will discuss with my coach and my mentor to see if you actually qualify to be our partners. So
Hmm.
it's a two-side decision.
Hmm.
So do you have any questions about like the whole selection process? How do you feel about it? Do you think it's
Um,
fair enough process?
I'd like to see like I like to go through it. I want to see what it's like.
Mm,
I mean, even if like nothing works out, it's just like a
experiences.
experience. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Because
fun.
the good thing is about these processes, even though like later on, if you decide you're not working with us, you can use the experiences into your career or another businesses that you have.
Right.
Because in the process you will get to travel here and there, see people, talking to people. You will get a chance to practice your public speaking skill, how to like how and learn how to strategize things. So for me, I think it's really beneficial, right?
Hmm.
So because these things are really beneficial and we cannot give out it for free, so what I'm asking from you is your effort and your time. And I just want to see how willing you are with the process, and that's all I ask, right?
Hmm.
So do you think it's the process is good?
Yeah. Sounds fair.
It sounds fair, right?
I love to give it a try, and also it's making money, so it's a
Okay.
good way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, that's awesome. All right, so let's discuss. So that's the process, right? So let's discuss a little bit about our core values.
Hmm.
um so it's just a little bit back the story that how I met my mentor, right?
Hmm.
um So back in the day, I was in psychology major. I was
Hmm.
just walking around, didn't know what to do with my life, and I think at some point we all felt that.
Yeah.
Um, and then because like being Asian, your parents rush you to have a degree, to have a steady job, but I cannot rely with that because seeing my cousin, my uncle here and there, they got laid off from their like 15 year of job, and I
Hmm.
was like, that scared me off a little bit. So I was just thought, and then like on that day, my school has an entrepreneurship workshop, the one that you attended. So that's online, but I went to a physical one, and
Hmm.
there where I found my mentor. The reason why I chose him to be my mentor is not because I just randomly pick a person, but because there were five speakers who came up the stage and talk about their businesses. So it's kind of like because I almost transferred. So my school kind of like hosted, and then for us to see what kind of like field that we can be in, and it happened for my mentor to be there. So the first four speakers, they were all white, and they talk about numbers. They talk about big games here and there, which I don't understand because I'm a psychology major. But the last guy, he went up, and the first thing that caught my attention was he's Asian, he's Vietnamese.
Hmm.
So it was like, whoa, there's mine, there's me on stage, there's the me on stage. Um, and then when I saw him, and I feel immediately related because he's Vietnamese, and then he looked
Right.
so young. And
Hmm.
then he went up. He told me about story how he started it all. He came here when he was 18, and now he retired at 21, and then he retired his parents at 24 and 26. So his
Wow.
mom at 24 and his dad at 26.
Wow.
Yeah, uh, on the um, on the October 22, it's gonna be the celebration for his freedom. Because he's been free for so long,
Hmm.
but because the reason why he decided until this point to celebrate his freedom is because his family, they are in the United States already. So he retired his mom already, and then he bring all of them to the U.S. already.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah. So on the October 22nd, there's going to be a really big event, a physical event that you wanted to attend on, or you can attend on. I get back to you on that later on.
Hmm.
But anyway, he went upstate and um, he talked about family values. And for me personally, because my mom, she was a banker, she
Hmm.
has a business herself as a laundromat, and also she traded stock for money too.
Hmm.
But for some reason, I didn't see the peace of her. All I saw was just anger, and then stress and
Hmm.
lack of time.
Hmm.
So when I saw that, I was thinking maybe business is not something for me. I don't want to be like that. I want to be happy just as you do, right?
Hmm.
So, but when my mentor came upstate and then he talked about how he can take his mom go out on a Monday where when everybody's working. He takes his mom on Monday to work, and also there also a story that happened to me that when he said that I feel very related so much. That is when the COVID hit. My grandma happened to have COVID,
Hmm.
and my uncle actually, he's a doctor. Well, everybody want to be a doctor if you're Asian.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
And he's want to be like he's the head of the hospital, so everything had to go through him.
Hmm.
But on the day that my grandma got COVID, he couldn't make his time to be with his mother because of his job.
Yeah.
And when I look at him, I was like, whoa, he has everything, like the house, the car. You know how Asian people, they have like really big house, but
Yeah.
it's really cold. There's nobody actually living there because they all go to work.
Because I always work. Yeah. Lawyers, doctors. It's
Exactly.
sad. Yeah. It's sad.
Does it happen to your cousin or your related family?
Mm, yeah. I've seen it. My uncle, he's a therapist, physical
Mm.
therapist. I mean, he's not like a doctor, but it's still pretty like he has a big house, but he's like never home and like he's always stressed and it's kind of sad. I mean, he makes money, but I don't think it's worth it. That's why I never went down that route.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. And then we
Hmm.
look at that. When I look at that, I was on like, oh, what if like I don't want to trade my whole life just because uh, I need to make money. So what is the money for, anyways?
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a good marriage either. The wife is cheating on him because
Oh.
they didn't spend very much, like a lot of time together.
Mm-hmm.
And also his son doesn't even talk to him. But
Because yeah.
yeah, he sent the son to private school, but they never spoke to each other. And
Wow.
then that's very sad, you know. um, and then also I remember one thing, because like Steve Jobs died, right, because of cancer, because disease. So when on the deathbed, he said that he can spend money to hire somebody to drive the car for him, to hire somebody to cook for him, to hire somebody to manage the store for him. But he cannot hire somebody to bear the sickness of him. And that hit me the most. So that's when I realized that what matters the most is your loved one and your time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't think of that. So when I see that, but nowadays people don't like time no more. They like luxury things. How
Yeah.
many young people you see that starve themselves just to buy the newest iPhone? So many. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Um, there was a time I was traveling, and then I got on the bus, and I saw a guy who wearing, like Versace from the head to toes, but he traveled by bus. And I'm like, what the hell is that for? And I came up to him. I was like, excuse me, where are you going? And I was like, oh, like I'm going to work. I was like, wow, you must be working at a very fancy store. And he was like, no, I'm working at a restaurant. And then I was like, oh, but like the way you dress is kind of like fancy. That must be a really cool restaurant. He was like, no, I used to work at the pizza shop. And I was like, what? And I make a little bit longer conversation with him. I asked him, and he said that, well, because he didn't really have time to enjoy the luxury, so he chose, like he chose to wear it every morning he goes on the bus, and then when he got to the store, he would change into the employee's clothes. And I'm like, what?
That don't make sense.
I know that's how
Yeah.
people live these days. That's I don't want to be like that. Like
Yeah.
I thought America has a lot of freedom. So why are we being like this? And then that's when I realized that working is not enough. Oh, yesterday I actually come across Facebook. There was like, do you know like the video that they interview people on the street? They was like, oh, what do you do for a living? Kind of
Oh
video.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then this lady asked the guy, "What do you do for a living?" So he a manager of Lush company, like the bath bomb stuff, and
Hmm.
then he also worked in the pizza restaurant. So like two job full time,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
80 hours a week.
Oh
So
damn.
so like he make like 5,500, like 5,500 per week, per month,
Yeah.
so 5,000 per month. But I was like, okay, if you have so much money, but you don't have time, then what is that money you're gonna use on? He said
Yeah.
that he spent it on cars, his apartment, he spent it on girls here and there. I'm like,
Mm.
okay,
That's not
well,
it.
that's that's not
That's
very
not it.
close to what I want to do, right?
Yeah.
But when I look at my mentor, he doesn't have like a luxury car, but he has a house. He
Hmm.
currently just bought a house in San Jose. It's $1.5 million.
Whew.
Yeah, and then he were able to take care of whole of his family, and they don't have to work no more. And he doesn't have to go to work. He just at home build his passive income, and that's it. And I think these values people don't see it a lot because it's not on the surface. It's at the bottom,
Mm.
right? They call it intangible values, but nobody really see it. So that's what I want to achieve in life. I want the peace of mind. I want the freedom. I want the time. I don't want these materialistic things. Because with these materialistic things, you have to re-update it every 2 year, like 3 years, right? It wastes the money.
It
It
wastes
doesn't.
money. Exactly.
It doesn't last long. And then, and also like when he said like when he built the like when he come across the entrepreneurship, that's where he excel. A lot of people, especially Asian people, we got compared to a lot of people around us, right? So if your parents see you got a C, they will say, hey, look at this guy. He got an A. He got into UC Berkeley. He worked for
Yes.
Microsoft. right? But
Yeah.
they don't know that that kid who got an A got depressions. He almost killed himself. Nobody realized that because
Yeah.
apparently depression is nothing to Asian, I think.
No, that's absolutely true.
Right.
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
But that is very sad, right? So he said that when he got to the business, when he started his own, like his new business, he wasn't like this. He was very shy. So entrepreneurship is not some like it's not how he makes money, but he said that entrepreneurship is how he make himself, and himself
Oh,
will make money for him. I don't know
I
if
like
you
that.
that's very deep, right? That's
I
profound.
like that. I like that. Yeah.
No, nobody told me about this. And then do you like Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know he is.
he says something on his show that has never got out of my head. He said that the only way you can make money is to make yourself. And then I was like, what? That's crazy. I never thought of that. I always think that, oh, like I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this, do that. But I didn't know myself is an investment. So now I started to spend a lot of time on reading audios and then studying from just YouTube and the materials I got from the business and go here and there networking to the people who already successful and have the freedom that I want to see how their mindset is so completely different than average people.
Hmm.
And that's what I like. And it's the same with Phil. He said that the entrepreneurship that makes himself a different person, a
Right.
better version of himself.
Right.
And also, I have another mentor who said that every version of you, like a millionaire version of you, the billionaire version of you, the student version of you, the working class version of you, it's already there. You just need to put effort to get that version. Understand?
Yeah, makes sense.
Right? It's the same thing with the sentence, you get what you pay for, kind of thing, right?
Hmm.
And then, so that's the third values. So the second values were the freedom over luxury, right? So like value the freedom, the luxury. And then the third values is who you are, who you become, better version of yourself. That's the third reason. And the four core values that we have is the people before profit. Because there
Yes.
because like you look at the most of the company nowadays, right? They
Yeah.
care about profits a lot.
Profit, definitely. They don't care about the people.
Exactly. Even with the public companies like Walmart, Target, here and there, right?
Yeah.
Even they get them public money. But still, what do they think of? The profit. They don't think about
Always the profit.
people, right?
Yeah.
Even though, because you know Sean, like Shine, like the website for clothing here and there.
Shine. Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
They makes a lot of money based on fast fashion, and
Hmm.
most of the worker is in China.
Yeah.
They got $2 for working every day 18 hours.
Wow.
And look at Amazon, how big it is. And
Yeah.
then you've heard a lot of story. The worker from Amazon have to piss in the bottle of water because you don't
Hmm.
have time, right? So
Hmm.
these are the real example, but nobody talking about it. So, but for us, that's a different because we values the people. Um, because my mentor say, okay, if you invest in things, it can last for a period of time. But you invest in people, it can last for a lifetime, right? And
Hmm.
that does not include when that person have kids, have family, it's gonna keep lasting. So right now, instead of invest in like materialistic things, in machine here and there, you have to upgrade it every single year. Why don't you invest in people? Because they can create, and that's the gift of a person. They can create, they can think, and then so that's why our business is very successful because we focus on the people. We have the whole mentorship that support our development. So that's what I love about it. So workshop is actually one of the part of the mentorship system because why? We want to educate young people about entrepreneurship. Because in school, you guys don't get to teach these things, right? You can only get
No,
it from books, right? And how many people do you think will reach out, like will get a book and read about these things?
not a lot, very few.
Not a lot, right?
Yeah.
Because why? Because they got poisoned with the fact that okay, if you want to successful, you have to go to school. They spend 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours study for exam that's not gonna matter in 5 years. They spend $300 on a textbook that's not gonna help them to have financial literacy, right? If school is something legit, why people have so much debt? Why people have so much student loans and they cannot pay, right?
Hmm.
And a lot of people on the internet they've been very mad about they got I read a story from Facebook um, on the insider.com. So there's a teacher, she got 60K for student loan,
Hmm.
and now when he got out of school she only get 40K for her job per year. So how
That's not a lot.
eh,
That's yeah.
and with this inflations, that money gonna went up anytime soon.
Yeah.
Very sad.
She's been working for a very long time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the lasting values is legacy. It's because we invest in people, right? So it's gonna last a lifetime, right?
Hmm.
So it's not gonna stop from your generation, but it's gonna last to your kids, your wife, your grandchildren, here and there. I know we're too young to think about our, like kids' college fund, but it's
Hmm.
gonna it's gonna hit us anytime soon, right? Because by the time you're 29, 30, people start expecting you have to have things. Where
Right.
is your wife? Where is the house? Where is the cars? How long can your parents stay at home?
They're already asking me that.
and
Oh
you
my God.
how old are you already?
I'm actually 24.
See? Well,
Yeah.
I'm 25. Just 1 year.
Oh wow.
You older. Well, so that's how people just start keep asking us, right?
Hmm.
But if we don't build our things right now, we don't build our passive income right now, we're not gonna be, we're not gonna have those things.
Hmm.
And when we don't have those things, it's not because of us, but because of society expectation. But when we don't meet the expectations, how do we feel? Low self-image. We feel sad. We feel like
Yeah.
oh, like we're not a part of anything else, right? We feel like we disgrace our parents, right?
Mm.
So that's the reason why I decided to start my own business.
Hmm.
The business, I know for a fact that we might not need the business right now at the moment, but in the future you don't know what's going to happen. So these are the 5 values that you will get after being successful in the business, in our business, the e-commerce franchising. And not a
Hmm.
lot of people knows about it. Well, because why? Starting the business is hard. Starting, right?
It's
It
hard and takes a lot of effort and time. So people don't.
exactly.
Yeah.
It takes willingness, right? So a lot of people so that's why that's the reason why that why you want to why you want to do a business is more important than how and the what, right? Because why do you have to stay up late for the exam? For because you want to pass it, you want to get a degree. Why you want to get a degree? Because a job, right? So
Mm.
right now, why do you want to build a business? If you say you want to build a business for your parents, then how much you're willing to put in your effort. I have a lot of people I talk to that say that I want to open a business for my family. I want to open a business to retire my parents. But all they do is just, go to school and get like focus on the job. And then I ask them like, I don't mean to, like to be mean or rushing you or anything, but do you think if you spend only half an hour on your business to educate yourself about, financial literacy, how long do you think you will get to the point that you can retire your parents? They don't know. And then So see, so, and then I have to point out for them that see, your habit in daily life is very important, right? I'd rather you spend 15 minutes a day to read books about finance rather than 2 hours for every 2 days per week, because consistency matters. So you have to be really, really careful with what you do during the day, right? So what you do during the day, can it help with your business? Can it help with your mindset? And you know what's the hardest part of the business?
Mm.
Is the mindset. Because for example, right? You know Apple, Steve Jobs. So if tomorrow he decided to give you the whole company, you already know about the product. You already know about the price of the products, right? But if he decided to give you the whole company of Apple tomorrow, can you run it?
No.
Why?
Well, I don't know what I'm doing.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
here, we don't have the mindset, we don't have the vision,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing, that's the most important part of building, of being an entrepreneur. It's education. And a lot of people, they don't spend time on it. People just go out, do things to make them profit, but they don't know if they make the profit that way, will it last for a long time, or will it last for a short period of time, right? Because eventually, right, when you're building a business, it's not going to be one task at a time, but it's going to be multiple tasks at a time. Can you handle it? That's the question. Yeah, so I don't mean to scare you, but I just
No, no,
want
you're
to
fine.
I just want to, let you know that the important part of the business is the education. So please be patient. I mean, you can be like impatient with the materials, which is you can ask me for more materials because I don't know how you feel. Sometimes you have obligations, and for me, I'm scared that I'm gonna overwhelm you. So I'm
Hmm.
gonna send things like very slowly. But if you think that you can take more, just let me know. I'll probably send you books, CD, audios, and videos, pictures that you can see, you can think. Because let me do it right here. Awesome. Have you ever heard of about ESBI?
ESBI? No.
ESBI. Okay, E which is employee, S which is self-employee, and then B was business owner,
It's
and
what?
business
Oh,
owner.
business one.
Yeah, business. Sorry, my handwriting ugly.
No, you're right.
And then investor. Okay, so looking at this quadrant, where do you see, where do you see yourself after graduation? And most of the people, where do you see them after graduation?
I think most people would go into the employee.
Employee, right?
Yeah.
Okay, for employee. And for you, right? Because you want a freedom, you want to start something for yourself. So you're
Hmm.
probably gonna do self-employee, right?
Yeah.
A
Hmm.
pool company, right?
Hmm.
So these the right quadrant. All right. So how many people you see in the right quadrant? Like
Most people,
most
you
people,
see?
right?
Yeah.
Most people that's surrounded by us, right? So it's around us. All right. So and then the B quadrant. B quadrant was business owner, which what we do. Why we call ourselves B quadrants? Because we don't do the accounting stuff. We don't do the shipping. We don't do the customer service. What we do is just we manage the relationship between us and the customer so that they connect to the product. And that's it. And then we help and teach other people to do the same. So technically, we already have a business. And now we all multiply store. You kind of get the point?
Hmm.
Why we're a business owner?
Hmm.
Mm. Yeah, so that's why. That's the left quadrant. The left quadrant. And the investor, I mean, whenever you have money, you can make money in the business and then invest into real estate or stock. That's totally fine, right? But for in real estate and stock, it takes you a lot of money. Forget you the return investment. For example, for a stock, you have to put in at least 1 million of dollars to get out 1,000 of dollars per month,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
then how do you think you can achieve 1 million of dollars? How long? For example, what is the do you do you have the job that you want to do after graduation? You have kind of like have an idea or
That's the my pool business.
awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't plan to have a job. That's okay. All right. So for
Yeah, I was still gonna work at the I'm still working as a server right now, Miss Sunday.
mm,
I
it's
was
okay.
be oh yeah, that's what I was planning to do.
Yeah, okay. It's okay. It's okay. What I'm talking about, like, for example, if a person got out of school full time right now, I would say 60K to 80K, for example, okay, for a
Hmm.
full time person. But how do you get into 60K? Because when you just got out of school, they pay you minimum wage, which the only thing you can get is 40 to 40K. Because you're a new student, you gotta get an idea. 40K.
Hmm.
What the hell? Let's see. Let me. Okay, so 3K to 40K. Okay, and then 60K to 80K. So right now you're 24, right? For
Hmm.
example, 2 year after you graduate, whatever you want to do that job, for example, and then you get this guy. So this guy, so like deducted all the expensive, I would say you have like at least like 20K per year to save, right? And then 60K to 80Ks, right? But how long do you think you can get it? Like 10 years after graduating. So I would say 35 years old, right? 35 years old. And when you get 35, what people telling you to do? House, cars, family, kids, right? With all of this, you cannot say much. You probably say 15K per year. 15K per year. So this is just example, okay? Right, per year. And with the 15K per year, how long do you think you can get to $1 million to put in
Oh,
stock?
dude, that's gonna take so long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Probably I would say like 30 year, 30 year to 35 year. And even with real estate, it's the same thing.
Hmm.
Because you know, what is the average price of a house in California? Like
Um, I don't know. Is it like,
rough, roughly from 800,000 dollars to 1 million,
oh my God.
1.8 million. So if you live in the okay neighborhood, but if you live in the ghetto, then I don't know how much, probably like 300 to 500. But if you live in the poor area, there's gonna be security problems popping up around. You don't want to live there. Like the average area, it's okay, but it's gonna be 800 to 800K to 1.8 million. So that's the okay house. That's not a mansion. That's an okay house. And when you got to this and you invest in the house, how much do you think a rent for the average house gonna be? For example, two bedroom, two bath. How much do you think gonna
Definitely,
be?
I think a bit over 1,000.
Well, these actually hit 2,000 something, almost three.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it depends on the square feet, but I would say 3,000 to 3,000. Okay, and this is the rent you can get. But how much do you have to pay for your house? Because you have insurance, you have taxes, right? And the most of like 800 to million, like 1.8 million per house, you get like 25K. This is the mortgage, all right? So usually people do 28,000, 2,800 to 3,000 per month for a tenant, and your mortgage is 2,500. So imagine if you have to put $1.8 million into real estate to get 300 to $500. Is it worth it? Risky, right?
Hmm.
Very risky. So that's why I only recommend young people to do stock or real estate when they already have a passive income. Because you know why? Because if you risk, for example, if something happened and you lost a tons of money, you don't have to work again to earn that money. You
Right.
just need to you just need to put more effort into passive income so you can have that, right? So for
Hmm.
example, if you've been working for whole your life and then you put all the money into real estate and stock and the economy collapse, what do you have to do? Or what do you have to lose?
Yeah, a lot. Are
Not
your
me,
stocks?
not million, not $2 million. You lost 40 years of working.
Yeah.
40 years of working, 40 years of time, 40 years of effort. You could have spent those on relationship with your family, but no,
Oh.
that is scary. And I'm not so see when you started your own business, I want you to think of the numbers because most of the people only think about the general term, general theories. But when they go deep into numbers, they will see that their business is a hassle, right? So that's why people backed off at it. Because when they think about numbers, they're scared. So much money, right? But they don't look deep into it because there's certainly a lot of business out there and don't require much of, startup cost, especially online business. So see, so now you understand about ESBI quadrant.
Hmm.
ESBI. Okay. So right, E is a no, S a no, I is a no no. I mean not a no no, but after successful, right? After
Yeah.
success.
So you want to be in the B quadrant?
Yeah. So the only quadrant left is B quadrant, right? But the
Hmm.
B quadrant is not an overnight success because
No.
if it's overnight, a lot of people would do it, right? So with the B quadrant, it take what? Education, education, time, effort, and there's something really a big part of a business owner. Do you want to take a guess?
Commitment?
Commitment is a part of it. Anything else?
Patience.
A small part of it. Anything else?
That's a hard guess. I feel like it's a hard guess.
It's okay. It's okay. It's vision and belief
Mm.
because these two things, vision and belief, is the only thing that help you see the unseen. Let me ask you something. Did Steve Jobs see how successful Apple can be in the future?
Probably not, but he believed so.
Exactly. The same with Facebook. Did Zach Markobus see how successful Facebook gonna be?
I don't think I don't know.
Exactly, no. Nobody saw. Even
Yeah.
Elon Musk, when he invented Tesla and invented SpaceX, he didn't see it coming. He didn't think about it. So percentage of successful of every humongous business right now is 1.1%. So this is where they call it the numbers. But because this is only the fact, because they don't know yet, because nobody have done it before. So they don't know what's gonna happen. But the only reason why they're successful is because of vision and belief. It's gonna be 100%. So it's applying to every single business too, right? Because right now, along the way, you will encounter things that you don't like, things that you hate, things that you despise of. But because you're why, but because you want to build a successful business, you choose to believe. And that's the vision. How far can you see yourself is actually the secret of success of every single entrepreneur in the world. Vision and belief. It sounds a little bit spiritual, but see, A lot, like you can look into a lot of example of this. Walt Disney got rejected for 200 plus time, right? Who thought of it? If I got rejected for 10 time plus, I probably quit already. Even Starbucks. How Starbucks can be really successful? It's just a regular coffee. They just put a name on it. And you know how many times Starbucks got rejected?
Hmm.
Almost 100 times.
Wow.
Walt Disney got rejected. Starbucks got rejected. You know Jack Ma?
Yeah.
He got rejected. He he um he applied to KFC associate as a cashier 3 times, rejected, and now he's one of the billionaires in the world. When the dream is big, the facts don't count. That's the same thing with like how Beethoven, he's deaf, right? But he's actually one of the greatest musicians in the world. You see how crazy thing is? So if you focus on the vision, belief, and along with what you say, like education, commitment, time, patience, here and there, you will be successful. It's just a matter of time. It's not what and how. And I think most of the people already know this. They know for a fact that being entrepreneur is not easy. They need the visions of belief. But a lot of people don't believe enough. A lot of people don't have the vision enough. That's why they quit, right? But yeah, so I was just, kind of like letting you know a little bit into like the B quadrant and how it's gonna turn out. But until now, how do you feel about starting new opportunities?
Right now,
Yeah,
kind of excited.
excited.
Yeah.
That's how exactly how I feel too. And then how do you feel about this meeting today? Like, did you do you feel that you've learned something new today or?
Uh, I feel like I was given a new opportunity
Mm,
for something new
mm.
and something great.
And then do you feel like it kind of like hit with your, I would say your your idea back in the day, but nobody actually tell you about it?
Yeah, I feel like I had to like kind of figure everything out by myself,
Mm,
and this actually definitely helped align, and
mm,
it kind of showed I was kind of on the right path.
mm.
But this really helps. This really helps.
That's awesome. I'm glad it helps you out a little bit. Do you have any like have you like do you know any of like entrepreneur or a business owner before?
So I'm kind of unlucky in that part, and
Mm,
the only one business owner I know is my restaurant owner, and they work really hard, and I feel really bad for them, and it's a lot of work for them. So I
I
see that, and I don't want that. I want something a bit more, I guess.
mm, I understand that. I think it's the same with me too. I was looking for something. I'm just not sure what it is, but the same idea, but now until I find the environment. Have you heard of the sentence that you are the average of 5 people that you hang around with?
That's true. Yeah.
And to be honest, like a year ago when I first started my business, I didn't like doing it because I didn't see the reason why I had to start a business, but because I hang out
You
with a
lack
lot of,
vision.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I lack visions, and that's why I think. But I knew for a fact, if I hang out with the people who doing the business and who has the visions, eventually I will have them. And that's why I stick until now. And now my business can generate from, I would say, like 1,800 dollars of revenue every month, and I think that's pretty big successful for
I
a
think
new
so too.
business. Yeah,
I
right.
think so. Yeah.
So yeah, again, just more time, more effort to plug into association, and you will see things. Um, upcoming, we will have a lot of events, and I will inform you most of the events, so you can just based on your schedule here and there. But there's also something called the conference. Remember, I sent you like a lot of conference, like the really big one in Baltimore. So
Hmm.
that conference, is the main conference that you can get the vision. Because why? Because in there we have 20,000 people in that conference who share the
Wow.
same vision, who share the same core values. I mean, if you want to spend money, might as well just spend in there, because you can spend 3 days, 3 day traveling in Baltimore and get all the vision that you want. That's a really huge event. So I will let you think about it, and I will let you think about it for a bit. But yeah, so I think that should be all for our meeting today. And then before I let you, because it's an hour already, I know you're probably busy. But before I let you leave, I just have two questions. So, how do you define your thought process? Like, do you think you're independent thinker?
I think so, because it's
How?
hard to,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
sorry. Yeah, I think so. I feel like I'm a bit different from most. That sounds kind of weird, but like my thinking wise, like I try my best to think outside the box, but
Mm,
it doesn't mean like I'm always successful at it.
mm,
And I think it's just that my thinking, I'm a bit more empathetic and
mm,
I try to see from like other points of view.
mm,
But that's
mm.
kind of broad question. Sorry, I don't know like the direct answer to that.
It's okay. It's okay. There's no right or wrong in entrepreneurship. But let's go a little bit like deeper into it. Like, so whenever you make a decision about
Hmm.
something that you don't know, what is the main source that you usually come to get preference points?
The main source or like how do I make a decision?
Yeah.
Um,
Like, is it like research, like Google here and there, asking people around, asking family for opinions, asking
I
friends?
definitely do a lot of research first. So I'm gonna use my fish tank as an example. I've never had a
Fish
kept fish
tank.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never kept live plants, kept fish before.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent maybe like a week or two researching which fish goes with the water quality, the chemicals, the plant types, and the soil type.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it works for me. I just research and
Mm-hmm.
I yeah.
Okay, so that's a small decision. How about the big one? For example, if you want to move across the country, a
Oh,
completely total different country, how
right.
do you gonna do the research on where to live here and there?
That's gonna be a bit harder to move across the country.
Mm-hmm.
First, I'll probably look for references, like people I know around the area,
Mm-hmm.
recommendations from people, and probably for places and prices, and probably have to look into like um, how accessible most of the services around the area is.
Mm. Yeah. Well, exactly. It's like
Yeah,
you probably have to ask some tourist agents, right? The visiting agent, right? Because
yeah.
why? Because they already have the people in there. They already help somebody else
They
to
have the
move there.
information.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have the information. They have people over there. So it comes to an inclusion that in order to be make like in order to make big decisions, right? When like for example, for the business, for example, you look for the people who have the fruit on the tree, right?
mm,
Because I love when I remember when I first started my business, I love my parent to death. I think that my parent is the greatest people in the world, but I don't come to them to ask them about my business. Why? First of all, because they never like they have traditional business. It's
right,
completely different from my business.
right.
Second of all, I saw the lifestyle. Their lifestyle was the only reason why I want to start my own business. I
Makes
saw
sense.
how them stress. I saw how them suffer. I saw how them struggling. And I don't want to stay at the same way. So if I come to ask them about how to cook a ramen noodles, I would love to. How how to, like how to sewing some clothes, I would love to. But when it comes to my business, I look for my mentor, I look for my coach, the person who already shown me the check and who
So these
give me
meetings,
exactly and come and see and ask questions, not my parents, right?
hmm
Because because that's because they don't have things like I want. right? It's
Right.
the same things with like if you want to be successful in English, you cannot come to a math teacher.
No.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So kind of like you kind of understand a little bit about
Yeah.
independent thinking, right? It's the same thing with like Google. Google and a lot of like the search engine online. Do you think Google is the fact based or opinions based?
What do you mean by that? Like the searches or
Yeah, like the search, like the Google, like internet. Do you think the internet is fact based or opinion based?
I think it's a bit more opinion based.
Exactly, because that's how
Yeah.
internet makes money. We just
Yeah.
put our opinions on there, right?
Hmm.
And you know why it's very dangerous?
Because we don't know which is the right answer or
Exactly, because most of the answer is not verified.
yeah.
And also the people who give you the opinions and advice on the internet, they're not responsible for your
Right.
success, your
Right.
failures, like your consequences. They're just random person. You don't even know where they live, right?
Yeah.
It's the same reason why when you do your essay, the professor tell you to do a research on the data basic of school, not
Hmm.
based off Google.
Hmm.
So just really be careful on there because I made that mistake before. I was really so excited to start my own business. I posted up on my Facebook. And I look up a lot of research on Google too, but it always pop up, oh, like your business is a scam. You don't like a lot of my close friends, they saw how I grew up and they would comment like, oh, you're not gonna make it, dude. Like, like working a job is more steady. Why would you have to hurt yourself doing that? And I feel very discouraged.
They told you that?
Well, yeah,
Oh, that's not very good friends.
I know. Until then, I knew they weren't good friends.
Yeah.
But back in the day, because I didn't have things like that, I didn't have, like I didn't tell them about my dreams, my goal. I didn't
Hmm.
know that our values are not alike.
Right.
Until then, we're not friends anymore. I mean, we still keep contact, but we're not friends no more because we have different paths,
Right.
right? So my recommendation is, I advise most of my candidates that because as if now and throughout the whole process, you guys haven't done any things about business yet. What you do is just learning. So hold on the thought of telling your parents. Hold on the thought of telling your family until you actually know what it is. By then, you can tell them, or by then, or if you have a result, you can tell them. I was so happy. I told my mom, and then she gave me a really hard time for like months because why? She lived far away from me. Well,
Hmm.
either if you live far or you live close, it's gonna be the same. She lived far from me. She doesn't know who I meet. She doesn't know who I talk to. She doesn't know what material, what book, what audio that I'm listening to, reading to. So she worried. And then I think that's how most Asian people are, Asian parents especially. They love you, they care for your safety, but again, they're gonna, you live in the box if you listen too much.
Right.
So, give her a hard time for a couple months. But until now, when I make my profits and I show her my check, she's happy for me. She's proud. So that's my because like you don't like I don't want you to stress out because like your parents, or your family or your loved one can be very I would say influenced in the way you think. So just be mindful about telling them, right? You don't want to make them worry or yourself stress out because I know you have a lot of stuff going on too, along with this business. So yeah, understand that. Any questions? Any feelings? Any thoughts until now? Or
No, that was very helpful.
oh, okay,
I feel like I
awesome.
needed this. Yeah.
And then, do you think you're process focused person or result focused person?
Um, I'm more, I think process. I mean, results is the end goal, but the process is where it matters. I believe so.
I do agree. I do agree, but it's really depends on how,
Mm,
on what, right? On
right.
situations. For example, um, school degree that you focus on the result because you want to get the degree,
Hmm.
right? But relationship, right? You don't want to get married to a person that you don't feel happy most of the time you'll be with them, right? So that's process. So result and process is equally important, but it depends on what situations. But when it applying to business, right? Um, result focus is a little bit more important. Because why? Because you're already investing your time, effort. You don't want to get a bad result, right?
Hmm.
Um, if you want to produce good result, we all know that you have to stay up late, you have to wake up early, you have to spend a little bit more time, you have to push yourself every day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's how you can be successful, because a successful person, they don't sleep 8 hours a day. Successful person, they don't just go out, eat here and there and make money, right? But until you're successful, that's another story. You get to travel around the globe, you get to go here and there, you get to, like, be free, you get to, you know but success is not cheap, just remember. Okay. Yeah, so I hope that's some information with 3 questions. It was is a little bit helpful to you. And I think that should be it for today.
All right.
Yeah. Awesome. And do you have because I keep most of my materials in on Facebook Messenger. So do
Hmm.
you have Facebook or?
I do not. I only have Instagram. I mean,
It's okay.
I can create one.
Uh, Create Messenger is fine. Facebook is fine because it's easier for me to send material, first of thing, and second, it's easier for me to connect you to more people. For example, my coach.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so just create one and just send me the link of your Facebook on the Instagram. And for the material for the book, because like we have been talking for 1 hours already, and I feel
Hmm.
like we kind of like have similar values later on, and like the way you say things, the way you think, um, I feel like you're very willing to learn,
I
and
am.
you're willing to spend time.
Hmm.
So well, you one of the sharp one that I talk, because I've been talking to a lot of people this week, and they're
Hmm.
just talking. They don't show attitude, like they don't show the attitude that they, like really understand it, or they just talking. So I decided to give you the book, and I hope that you take it seriously. And along with the book, I will send you 3 of the questions,
Hmm.
and then you can answer it. So you can answer it. So the books, have you ever heard of Richard Porter series?
No.
Richard Porter series, yeah, because
No.
Richard Porter series is one of the top selling nationwide. If
Wow.
anybody who like and love business will know about the book. And the writer of the book is called Robert Kiyosaki. And this guy is actually one of our partners who support the educational system for us. Um, and the book that I'm about to give you is called The 21st Century Business. That is what we're doing, okay? So just pay
Hmm.
attention. That's what we're doing. The book's only 120 pages long. So how long do you think you can finish it?
Oh, that's not very long. It's 120, it's 120 pages.
120 pages. How long do you think you
Yeah.
can finish it?
Probably like in 2 or 3 days.
2 3 days.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then let's see. Well, because I'm going back to, let's see. Today is
Uh,
Friday.
Saturday. Or is this, oh, it's Friday. You're right.
Oh, Friday, right? Friday.
Yeah.
So Friday. How about uh? Do you have time on Monday?
Monday. I do have class on Monday.
How your schedule look like throughout the week?
So what I sent you was I'm usually free on Friday and Saturday.
Saturday, Friday, and Saturday. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday. But maybe I can make time to like, did you want to do Zoom again? Like a call again on
Mm,
Monday?
yes. The reason why I want to do on Monday is because I we usually have the team evaluations on Tuesday.
Mm,
If you know, like if you qualify, you can actually move to step 3, which
mm,
like without any delaying in the time.
mm.
So that's when you can start, like meeting more people, talking, and then I will be able to send you more materials. It just depends on how rush you are. So this 1, 2, 3. So what time would you be available on Monday?
Where are you right now? You're in LA, right? Oh, you're in LA, right? You're in
I
California?
mean, yeah. Well, we can meet through Zoom if that's okay.
Right. That's what I meant. I meant like the time zone. So
Oh yeah, it's the same.
yeah.
Yeah, in
Okay.
California, yes.
I can do maybe in the morning before maybe okay, I don't know. Shoot. Can you do
6
6
a.m.
p.m.? PM
6 p.m.
instead, yeah.
Uh, 6 p.m.
Well,
I have.
if you're available, whatever time you're available
Let's see.
on
Let's
Monday
see. Um, well, I'm available kind of like in the morning,
in
but
the
I don't
morning.
know if you have class or work in the morning.
I can do like maybe 8 a.m.
That's too early. It's okay.
That's too early.
Yeah, that's too early. How about we meet each other again for uh, Friday, next Friday, and then around like 11 or 12. Well,
Okay.
because the thing is, I don't want you to kind of like squeeze your schedule, and then when the time is too tight, we
Yeah.
tend to rush things, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
might not understand most. But
Yeah.
yeah, so you have plenty of time to read the books, and along the way, I will send you more pictures, more food, more about associations, and I'll keep you updated.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you
And
so much.
so next Friday, the same time, 11.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. All right. Have a good day, Tony. Nice talking to
Good mon
you.
good monkey.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye 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 bye.